Right, hi guys. So happy day out of time. So this is like the equivalent of, oh, and there's the alarm going. Time's up for something. The time is now. Always, whatever that would mean to you. Yeah, so I'll have spoke all about this on the live stream last night as you're watching this. And the live stream, this is what I mean, time is an illusion, past, present, future, because remember everything I read is Akashic Records. The past, present, and future is all happening simultaneously. You've got to get in touch with the new earth frequency and vibes. But that's really what this is all about. So I've just basically been talking about this in the membership, and I just used this Egyptian deck as well, which I've actually had for years, but I'm only drawn to it at certain types here. I think I always do pick it up around Lionsgate on the build up to it. But basically, to simplify it, right, it's, and I know I don't need to simplify, I know lots of you will actually get this, but it's kind of like, for those of you that are brand new to the channel, because we have had a lot of new people, for the past decade that I've done public work, I'm the type of shaman that I'm here to bring these quite far out concepts and, channeled downloads and insights, particularly when I pick up on the way that I channel astrology, which is very much like connected to Mayan astrology, which is why I very much strongly resonate with the Mayan New Year, and I have done for quite some years. Really, it's the years that I've connected with it being the Mayan New Year, I've realised it's been the amount of years that I've felt so strongly connected to the new earth, which, if I'm remembering right, it's kind of like roughly been like the past 5 years, really, since we went into that time. But I've always been very connected. Really, it's 10 years, really, because it's like with what I do, it's hard to say how do I do what I do when I'm bringing through, like, for instance, like, I'll say things, I'll pick up on astrological energies, and I might not even have a clue what the aspect is, but I'll have said exactly the energy, and then I'll look afterwards, I'm like, oh right, that's why that is. And then sometimes I do know, but a lot of the time I don't, and I'll look after and I'm like, oh. So, and that's kind of basically what I'm saying. But basically what I mean is some of you watching won't really get when I'm saying, oh, you won't be feeling like it's like New Year's Eve or Hogmanay, as we call it in Scotland here today. You won't notice the difference. And others of you will be like, wow, that actually really makes sense to me. It does feel like there's a huge ending in my life right now and something new is beginning. But it's nice that it's blending with like the new moon in Leo as well, because we're still in the energy of that on the day that you're watching it. Wait a minute, we'll tidy up this background a little bit. But you see what I mean? Tidying up your life, cleaning your side of the street. But what I will say is, I'm not just saying this as an advert for the membership. I've done a pick a card. I was going to do pick a but I've done a pick a card, and all the cards were powerful. So I spoke a little bit about what I've just said about the day out of time, the Mayan New Year, because basically the way that I look at it is like the day out of time is today, the 25th. King of my castle's just come on, so this could be something about divine masculine kings or change the gender, whatever gender you're. And it'll be funny if a card comes out about the king. And basically, so tomorrow, Saturday, this is so annoying because I'm filming it on Friday, it gets really confusing. But yeah, tomorrow, Saturday, is like a New Year's Day. So it's like, I kind of say, like, really sort of tune in and see if it resonates for you. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. It's just something to take on board, because it is very connected to these newer frequencies that not everyone gets, not everyone even gets with it. Like, for instance, I find it so interesting that, where is it? When I was in the office and I was, oh, fuck's sake, it's under here. I wasn't meaning to be tidying up, I just did while I was in there. But it was like, but basically I was doing my exercises, and so I ended up picking loads of picking cards up there through there, and I found loads that I've been missing for ages. And look, oh wait a minute, I kind of want to keep it in order. Well, here's one of the cards that's been through there for months, so it's going to be relevant. Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way. Oh my god, a new way of being, integration. That's definitely a great one for the thumbnail. Although it didn't, I know technically it didn't come out. Well, it didn't come out, did it? But I'm going to use these for the thumbnail because it is the energy. because I did find them synchronistically, and then look, a new earth. So I thought that was really crazy that that card has been through there, and then I find it, you know, the day before, the day at a time, which is very connected to the new earth. A new earth, it's happening, keep holding the vision. And that's what I mean about, you know, it's not easy to be somebody that tunes into these frequencies, because there's not many people on the planet that do. Granted, there are some other people, but there's not many. There's not even many other twin flames that guide people on the twin flame journey that do. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes I've made that mistake, oh, other people get it and they don't. It's kind of weird. But then sometimes they get it after then they've connected with me, because I get it and it, you know, wakes them up. So it's quite interesting. That could be some of you, you know what I mean? A lot of you. So wait a minute. But it will be, you know, even if you don't get it, I bet you'll start to get after this, because it's waking up that part of you. That's what I'm here to do for people. It's just I get it more than most, you know. So maybe you're one of the ones that gets it more than most too. It's like, so here's a wee taster. What I was going to say is, I'm not meaning this to advertise a membership, but it's just true. So people in the membership can say, like, you know, either in the comments or in the live chat, that people don't tend to comment. So I'm not going to hold my breath for that, but thanks if you do. It's that it was pretty kind of wow. Like I spoke about everything I basically spoke about. Like I then done a pick a card, and all three cards, although, you know, you're picking a separate one, they all blended with what I'd said. And it had a lot to do with, I spoke about, I'm going to be doing something on the Lionsgate portal, which is the day before the film in Aquarius, which I'm telling you right now, give you a bit of warning, that's the 9th of August. The film in Aquarius, if you've watched me the past forever, every time I went out during the festival on that full moon, and particularly when it landed on a Saturday, so that'll be probably really quite triggering for me. So guess what day I won't be going out. But no, like all jokes aside, like if you are out and about, like if you're drinking, take care, right? Because full moons anyway, crazy times. Full moon Aquarius, completely unpredictable. I don't know what degree. I'm kind of tempted. Wait a minute. Right, so it's 16 degrees. So it's, I was thinking, Christ, if that is like near, anyway, I don't say Christ that very much, but when I do, I always feel like Jesus energies are wanting to come in. And I've just picked up I've just picked up the Jesus cards. I wasn't even meaning to pick up those Jesus cards. I was meaning to pick up these ones because he's in here too, but we'll use both. But again, you see Jesus and Mary Magdalene coming in very strongly, because we just had Mary Magdalene's feast day a couple of days ago. So as I've put out another video, if you want to see that, it's one of the recent, well actually it was yesterday's, wasn't it? Yeah, anyway, what I'm trying to get is there's so many synchronicities, and I'm very connected to, as well as Mary Magdalene, Jesus, Goddess, Isis and Cyrus, and these energies are all very strong right now. And that's kind of the magic of it, you know, of what just happened in the membership there. It's very subtle. And it's so subtle that other people might not even be able to see the connections, but I could, even as I was doing it. So yeah, so again, if you feel guided to, you know, be a part of something a wee bit more intimate, you know, it's I try to go in there once a week for a prayer circle, and sometimes I end up just pulling, you know, like a card and stuff. And that's just from like the first level, by the way, you know what I mean? And then officially at the new moon, people from the second level get their cards done. So you get, you know, I usually do your cards for about 15 minutes in public usually, but if you want them in private, you can get them on the second level of membership. Because sometimes, you know, people don't tend to, but if you want it in private, you can, just say it to me. Because there might be sometimes you want it in private, and I would totally understand. I would want it, if to be honest. If that was me, I would want it in private. I prefer that, but I'm very, again, people might think it's funny, but I am very private. No wonder though, what I have to share in my life right here, you know what I mean? But so I always just like to say that if people are drawn, and yeah, I'm testing the waters again. I've kept those other levels there because I do feel that will be something I'm doing at some point, but I'm always too ahead of the time because I've got Moon conjunct Uranus. It's I'm very forward thinking, and that might be a bit too soon. It might not be something that people are needing just yet, but I just keep it there until, but we'll just see. So let's get a Jesus card first, because like I said, it's kind of the weird way they channel through me when I said Christ there a little. I will not leave you comfortless, I will come to you. I wonder if because I saw the thing about king in my castle and I will come to you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. That's very new moon in Aquarius. I always think this is something to do with inner child because I always get pulled into how beautiful that little girl is. So there might be something about your inner child or a child. Let's just pull a Mary Magdalene card. Oh my god, silence. See, this is what I mean, right? If people in the membership, they can back me up. The first card out of this deck, it might come out again, was Silent Retreat or something, or Silent something. And that's what I'm saying. On the day you're watching this, this is the day you're meant to do that. Like, you're meant to... Oh, that's so annoying. Where's... You know what, for the thumbnail, it's like... Wait a minute. Wow. I think we're going to need to read that. So you can, and also look, 24th, that's tonight, the night I'm filming it. So you can choose to do that Angel of Rosalind. If you're around here all the time, you'll know why I'm doing that. I'm very connected to Rosalind. I love it there. Something sacred may be shared with a few kindred spirits and dearest allies, but not the general public. You see, I think that's about unions. And I looked at my Divine Masculines numbers, which is always just my sign of there's something significant for the Divine Masculines. So take note of that because of all the things I've said. People may not be ready to receive certain knowledge. Be guarded and be discerning. Yes, be very discerning if you've got some sort of knowledge, especially because now I've stopped that true love cannot hide. To keep your love secret will be difficult. Like the rare desert rose, people will see it and sense it. Some will share your joy and others will be unable to overcome their shortcomings to be happy for you. Yeah. Mary Magdalene and Yeshua would have been absolutely illuminated in this state of love. Their alliance may have caused jealousies among some of the apostles, and they could not share their bliss or know how to create it for themselves, aka apostles in this modern age is your pals, you know what I mean? People close around you, your family, people that you think would be happy for you. And now I've opened it up at the Guardian. Be on your guard. Be aware as you venture forward. Deception's possible. Don't reveal where precious things are hidden. Stay silent. I know it's not everyone. It's union around here every day on this channel, and to be honest, although that's what my sole purpose here is to do, it's getting a little bit draining because it's the same thing all the time. But putting that aside to do my duty, if you are in some type of union already, or there's communication going on, or there's happy news, I would hold that back from people for a while with what's coming through here. But again, I know that isn't a lot of us, including myself, by the way. But if it is you, just, yeah, that's so strong. Right, but the card I actually pulled, silence. Silence is where you find the deepest wisdom. In stillness, you cross the boundary between worlds and gain insight into your questions from a completely different perspective. And again, I cannot stress that's what this day, the 25th, is very powerful for doing. The day out of time, it's like spacey, you know what I mean? Connect with those energies. You could have a lot of spontaneous awakenings actually with me holding up that. I know I didn't pull it, but you know, with me showing it, because with Uranus now in Gemini, that's possible for loads of people. But and also, you know what's so important is because that Uranus and Gemini is still conjunct my Chiron, right? Because the 0 degrees are like the key. Oh look, the key as I hold the key life, the ankh. Everything matters. Because I nearly put on a different necklace and I put this on, and then I was drawn the Egyptian deck, so it's all connected. And again, if you want more of the synchronicity, this magic, then book yourself on one of the paid things that I'm going to be putting out here. I might actually be talking about that tonight on the live stream. So, or I might have spoke about it on tonight, like last night's one as you're watching this. But like the synchronicity heightens basically, and the activations heighten. So, but always use discernment. As a sovereign being, you decide what to take from your contact with other realms. If you wish to commune with ancestors or beings from the other world, find a place where barriers weaken and ask permission to enter. This could be a dolmen, fairy ring, or ancient sacred site. Relax in the stillness until you feel it's safe to cross the threshold. An unforeseen guide or ally may appear, but use discernment in allowing this being to enter your sovereign space. That's definitely talking about what we're going to be doing tonight. If you choose to join me, I'll be live from probably 8 o'clock UK time. And I don't think it needs to be that long, to be honest. I know I might be, but I don't really want to be, because I'm doing tonight. I feel, I don't know, an hour, 90 minutes, probably no longer than 2 hours, really. 8 till 10 could be all right. Yeah, we'll just see. But it might just be an hour, so I might just come on, do whatever it is they want me to do, because that's basically what I'm saying. Is that card might come out again. I basically spoke about it in the membership, because people in the membership know this, but that, you know, part of I can't remember. I don't know if it's a video that, I think it's a video that's been, or it's what, I think it's more on the shorts that I spoke about this. I can't. It's one of the shorts, maybe the one for. See if it's the one for like the 25th. That would be so weird, because I said it somewhere. But it was something about, I said, you know, my calling wasn't a conference call. Your calling isn't a conference call. Some people's calling is, you know, whatever. And all I know is mine is like most, if not the majority, like the majority of my work is to be put out free. Like, and some of my free stuff is stuff that people do and could do as paid content, because of the energy that it holds and the activations that are coming through. But I am meant to share that with everyone. And there was a card in this deck when I pulled it in the membership there, after saying something similar, or something like that. It said that. It was like, I'm here to heal with my blue light, and you might remember me doing that in past lives. Like, because these are called Osset, but that's the ancient name for Isis, who's one of my guides. So it's, I mean, it's so weird. So just to make it clear when I say that, like, because it makes me cringe when people claim they were that person, because that's nuts. But it's kind of like, there's those of us that connect very strongly with these energies, and it's so, like I said, that's what I mean by when Mary Magdalene's one of my main guides, Goddess Isis one of my main guides, because they're very similar, if not the same energy, and it's that's what I mean. So do you know what I mean? It's like I'm very strongly channeling that Goddess Isis energy just now. So right. With that being said, what have we got? Let's see if it's another one about silence. So I think I'll pull one for the masculine, one for the feminine, like I usually do. And I usually say feminine before masculine, just because it makes sense. The feminine goes first and the masculine follows. Right. Feminine's card first. So it's your feminine side if you're the masculine too, remember, if you resonate. Oh, wow. Shit, this is one of the ones. This is what. And also, that's crazy. Both cards have got. I might release these right after. I might release these tonight, you know, the night I'm filming it. I might release these at like 1:44 in the morning, or 11:44 if I'm off. If I'm off, I'm sure I will be off. Just because, look, 24. We've got a 24 on both the cards tonight. So 1804 as well. So what this tells me is I'm feeling there's something very significant about the 24th of July, like the night I'm filming this, for soul healing. And we are, because we're in the build up to the Lionsgate portal, you know, this is that strong Sirius energy coming through. So like I said, I just read that one in the membership, so you know, this is going to be quite boring for me to read it again, but I'll do it. Also, I've got to hurry up, it's when I'm meant to be on the live. But that's quite interesting out of all the cards that could come out. So I'll read the feminine first, and then I'll read the masculine. But I know it's come out because I mentioned this in the membership. Full moon on the card, and I just briefly mentioned the full moon in Aquarius. Full moon Aquarius. Aquarius is expected, unexpected, electric energy. You know, it's ruled by Uranus, so it's like very much like, to give you a wee rundown. I know loads of you heard this story before, but for those of you that are new or you forgot, like one of these, getting chills. In fact, oh, that's a bit of a head fuck. How is it landed on? Is it because it's like, was that 7 years ago then? Oh my god, I can't do the maths. That's scrambling my head. Maybe that would make sense. Guys, I'm a number person, but I activate with the numbers. I'm not good at maths, but that must mean what it is, because that must have been a Saturday night, unless it was maybe a Friday night or something, but I think it was a Saturday night. So all I was going to say there was a night I had that was basically totally crazy from start to finish, but I had actually sensed I was going to see like my divine masculine. And at that point, I can't even remember when I don't think I'd saw him for years, like from, like, you know what I mean, like from, because I'm from afar and everything, but Like, you know what I mean? Because sometimes I had seen him from afar, but we weren't fucking talking to each other anyway. But I don't think I'd seen him for like even from afar. But the point is, maybe, yeah, maybe I think it must have been. But anyway, the point was so I'd said to my best friend at the time, I was like, we're going to see him. And she knew, you know, she just knew when I said things, she wouldn't be like, fuck all that. She'd be like, no, you know what I mean? She would believe it too. But all I'm going to say is, like, long story short, her eyes nearly popped out her head when she did. She said, so it was like, whoa, oh my God. And we had code words for these things to let each other know, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to tell you the code words because although it doesn't matter now, it's kind of like yeah, it's quite funny. But anyway, so we had a specific code word. So she was just kind of like said the code word while we were talking to these two random blokes, and and I was like, and I knew it, right, and then I looked over and, like, you know, my twin flame was like talking to Graviva, and I was like, fuck. So basically, but I don't like telling the story, but it must be significant. The point is you might be like, oh yeah, great, but it wasn't. It was really uncomfortable for me. I dare say it was probably really uncomfortable for him. It didn't look like it was. It looked like he didn't give a fuck. Now it's his birthday number. See what I mean? This is the magic that they do. They do it in public. They do synchronize in public, but trust me, see in private, it's even more nuts on the 1-to-1 Zooms and then the membership and stuff. So, but anyway, point is, yeah, I now know, you know, I knew at the time too, but I now know even more so from doing this work for so long, for 10 years with working with people. He would have been shaking. It'll be very interesting when we eventually talk, when you know, to find out how he might have been shaken up that night too. But you know what I mean, soul healing. Can you imagine bumping into the physical other part of your soul when you're not actually, when you've not spoke for years and you're not in each other's lives, and you know it was like, oh, it was like electricity. Do you know what I'm saying? So lots of funny synchronicities here. But that, I mean, I'm not kidding. Like, it was the Aquarius full moon, and Uranus rules Aquarius, so it wasn't fun. So although I knew before, you know, before we went out, I'd said to my best pal, and then so I was prepared. And but you know, um, even though I knew it was going to happen, it was still it wasn't fun. Um, and then after that, the night just went from bad to worse. You know, I mean, there was all this crazy shit happened, and then I got lost and lost my phone. And, you know, I mean, it's just, it wasn't a good night, and so it was a good night up until, you know what I mean, all of that. But it's, you know, it was obviously all divinely timed to kind of shake up, you know, just to kind of, and for me personally, like, long story short, that was that was a catalyst for me to be like, I don't want to drink anymore. You know what I mean? And I think I can't remember if I stopped drinking. I might have stopped drinking right after that. Um, my God, you know what? That's just so crazy that's got to be right. That must have been that long ago, because right enough, we were in the pandemic for 5 years, and that was before that, so it must have been fucking 7 years ago. That's so crazy. So it's a whole karmic cycle. But what I'm saying is, please take that on board. If you are out and about on that full moon on the 9th of August, by all means have fun, because it will be great energy. It's Leo sun, you know, Aquarius, obviously that's why it's Aquarius full moon, but it'll be crazy. Like, and I always took that on board, that for any Aquarius moon in general, but Aquarius full moons, but because it's landed on a Saturday again, like for me, like again, that's it. I said to him, that's making me feel really uncomfortable, because it feels like I could have some, not now, I might need to do some sort of past life healing there. Oh look, oh my God, now I've opened it up at Osiris. Heavenly messages. When I mentioned Goddess Osiris and separation from your partner for a short or long time, spend this time on self-development in your spiritual path. Look at what I've just been fucking talking about. Like that, I can't even. And I got led to 2024 on the time when I showed you the 24 to 24. Right, like, who knows what all of this means? Our souls will know what it means, but fucking hell. Right, so the point is yeah, and I have already please don't tell me that was the card that I noticed there's a 24 in it. Yeah. So yeah, just take on board that, right? Okay, just take on board what I'm saying. You can take on board what I'm saying or not, but all I'm saying is that might be a night to I don't know, stay in, and Love Island will be finished by then, won't it? Maybe that's when I don't know when it finishes. But it might just be a night to kind of keep it low key. But you do you, boo. I'm just giving you the warning there. Right, we'll read this card and I'll see if it comes out again. So, like I said, when I done the ABC in the membership, that was one of the ones that came out. Oh, and I've just opened the right of the page. The goddess Nephilis is the sister of Osset and was married to Set, also their spiritual brother, who was the god of chaos and darkness, but she was unable to conceive. She disguised herself as Osset and became pregnant by her husband Osiris. But terrified of Set, she left her baby son. Do you know, when I read that in the membership, I thought that's what it was saying, and I read it that fast. But when I'm reading that again now, and I'm really taking on board what that's saying, I think is the sister of Osset, so that's the sister of Isis, was married to Set, also her spiritual brother, who was the god of chaos and darkness, but she was unable to conceive. She disguised herself as Osset and became pregnant by her husband Osiris. But terrified of Set, she left her baby son Anubis in the desert at birth, where he was rescued by Osset. Nephthys personifies victimization, but she frees herself later by her righteous actions and helping Osset. She now assists us to release past hurts and heal our emotions and soul to move into a life of joy. That could be some really fucked up karmic shit. Like, just, Robbie Williams, She's the One is on. So, I could see how, because it's the god of chaos and darkness, and that is pretty dark. Someone's sister disguising themselves as the sister to trick the twin flame. So you can see how that could be, I could see how that could be different in modern day. Like shady karmic people that cloak, oh my god, that's making me feel sick, but cloak themselves in the divine feminine energy to trick their divine masculine. I'm definitely releasing this one tonight. This is freaking me the fuck out. Again, because this is what I mean, I channel energy, but I'm channeling this in a modern way and it's connecting back to the ancients. So that's kind of like what I do. And it's very much like what I do, past, present, future, and it's making my stomach go funny. This is like what I channeled on the shorts. And also I said this in the video for today. I said something about, this is prime time for people, like baby traps and stuff like that, karmic traps, because the new moon in Leo is conceiving, right? And God, fucking hell, honestly, that's quite nuts, actually. Do you know what I mean? Because I noticed I said it in the video that I filmed, I filmed it the other day, and I said that there, and then where else I said it again in the post today. I don't know if I'd maybe forgot I said it there. I don't know, I said it in a few places, and I was like, that's weird, because when I forget and the same message comes through. So again, whether it's this new moon period, basically from this period over these next couple of weeks, because it's Mercury retrograde, that's the point, it's because it's Mercury retrograde in Leo, drama, and because it's like people come back to the past, it's that all this kind of stuff, like dramatic stuff like that, and like I said, particularly things like that, trapping people and karmic people that cloak themselves in the divine feminine energy to trick the true masculine, and then it's these things are real. God, my life as the wife of Set was one of being overshadowed and oppressed and living in the energy of chaos and fear. My sister needed help and I answered that call, and my soul healed in the process. Again, these times were different, but I can see what she disguised herself as Osset, which is Isis, and became pregnant by her husband Osiris. That's, you know what I mean? If that happened this time, that's fucked up. But it's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's very interesting. Take care of your money, or there may be deception by others involved. Some money that belongs to you might be hidden from you at present. That's interesting, because I said in the membership, and I think it was on this particular card, I only pulled 3, this one came out, remember. I said, oh, that's funny, because I feel like somebody in public needs to hear this. I wonder if it's going to come out, and it has. But I thought it would be on the live stream, so better get going actually. So for love, not easy for relationships at present. Definitely avoid illicit ones as they will bring you sadness. Wait for later to make major choices in life. You see how that's tying back to what that's saying? Because it was that sister done something wrong. That's an understatement, but you know what I mean? It's definitely karmic stuff that's picking up on. So work, career, time to plan, prepare and study for a new career or wait for a promotion. Not a good time to expand your business if self-employed. And I'd said in the membership, it's not a good time to do that in Mercury retrograde anyway. It's a good time to pick up things, tie up loose ends that you've done before. Like I'm doing courses that I've done before, the Zoom things. But if you've got Mercury retrograde, you can kind of do that stuff anyway. Like I've got Mercury retrograde, so I could probably do it, but I've done this stuff before anyway. So travel, rest in a holiday home is recommended. Possible disruptions if travelling overseas or water. A good time to go astral or soul travelling instead. Again, with this being the day out of time, if you're watching it the 25th, it is a good day for that. Health, possible time in hospital or care required by a medical doctor. Again, take these a pinch of salt. These ones are a bit harsh. Possible kidney or urinary tract problems will resolve with rest or treatment. Family, some disturbances and deceptions possible. Okay, well, I think we can work that one out from what we read with this story. Births may be difficult, but ultimately successful. Stay calm. The difficulties will pass with time and patience. And the future message, it's time to release the past and move on. Just a little more emotional and soul healing is needed still. Long term, your future is safe and good. Right, now let's see if that one comes out again. That'll be quite nuts. So what have we got for the... Oh my god. It fucking is, you know. What the hell? I don't know if I spoke about healing with the blue light here. I think I did mention it a little bit, but I spoke about it in the membership. And this might be that card, but that one also came out in the membership. So can I just stress, I pulled 3 cards, and there's that many, and 2 of the 3 cards have come out here. That's how connected we all are. So, you know, I'm just saying that, you know, like, I share with everyone where possible, and it's just people in the membership get that little bit more of me, but I tune in to where to, but that's what it says to me, that, you know, everyone needs these messages. Blue Lotus, enlightenment. Enlightenment is the same as awakening. I use that as a thumbnail. Right, we'll read both of them. So both of these leapt out. And also, look, that's the one in the back of the card, so that feels important. So, Osset Temple. I think, honestly, I'm pretty sure this is the one that's... I think this is the one that I read. I'm going to do the next... I think this is the one that I read that was like really like what I just said in a modern way. Oh, so weird. Osset Temple was situated in Philae Island for countless thousands of years and known as a place of miracles and healings. Now relocated to a nearby island due to flooding, is a powerful and beautiful temple. Sacred ceremonies are still conducted there where possible. Now reincarnated priestesses in the inner temple known as the Holy of Holies once served for high priests and priestesses. My soul lives in this temple. In the ancient days, the priestesses of Osset anointed my statue with frankincense and myrrh, evoked my spirit there and cared for me on every level. Thus I could spread my blue healing light over the temple, then all of Egypt. So peace and healing were available to all. Perhaps you even remember being there with me. And it's 33 minutes as well, come to Jesus moment, when I read the Jesus card. Guys, this is what I mean, but I said this in the membership. Some people will be like, what in the bejesus fucking hell are you talking about, Claire? And other people will be like, I totally vibe with this. I get what she's saying. Because this is my light language. This is my galactic language that I'm speaking to you in. I speak in like code and like, you know, metaphors and analogies, and everyone's light language comes through different. That's how mine comes through. And it's and the blue light frequency, because like I said, that's the healing that I do with Isis. But again, this is what I mean by, like, I just say it, channel it in a bit of a random way, and then that card just back me up. That's what happened in the membership, and now it's just happened again. You'd need to see it to know what I mean. So if you're interested, but that's really interesting. So lots of spiritual abundance, but not much money due to past life vows. Seek karmic release for this. So that's your abundance message. I can help with that if that resonates. Divine masculine energies, because this is your card. It's also divine masculine's feminine side for feminine's divine masculine side. Love, you're called to focus on spiritual development at this time, so start that later. wait a minute, you're called to focus on spiritual development at this time so that later a true divine star soulmate will manifest for you, aka Twinflame. That's when I said that's why they're getting me to do the Lionsgate portal and the extra one. So if this resonates, I'd get yourself on these. See, this is I'm promoting it. I know that this is I'm promoting it already. So the right people that are drawn to that will be drawn to it. So if you get it, you get it. If you're meant to be there, you'll be there. That's what I've always said about my events. And when I say event, that makes it sound like there's loads of people. Usually there's like very small, like 4 to 8 people. 4 normally, but if 8 people want to come, great. But it's normally about 4 people. I like to keep it quite intimate. So, work career, consider work that involves energy healing, aromatherapy, midwifery, or divination rather than office or computer work. So I'd say for a lot of you masculines, you could be making the transition if you haven't already to more healing sort of work. Travel, time at Osset Temple would be ideal. Travel any place of healing and meditation would be successful. We're going to be doing that tonight on the Friday night if you want to join us. Staying home alone to practice sacred ceremony is fine too. Health, positive sudden resolution of health concerns, meditation, self-healing will speed up the process. Again, I feel that's the healing activation that I'm going to be doing on the Friday night, like tonight if I've put it out on the day. But family members who seem lost to you will return suddenly, and family differences will settle with time. I feel that could be twin flame unions too, because if you think about it, a lot of twin flames, they are your family because it's the other half of your soul, or you will, have a family of your own. Mambo number 5 just came on. Do. So any of the names might be significant. This situation that troubles you will be resolved, and miracles will occur in your life, divine masculine. So there you go, right? And so the other one is the blue lotus. And then I better get going because I'm a little bit late. But just on time. Oh, wait a minute. Is that? Yeah. So, Blue Lotus, enlightenment. Nefertum is the spirit of the sacred blue lotus. Many temples in ancient Egypt had sacred lakes where both blue and white lotuses grew, but the blue lotus was more highly regarded, used in many initiation ceremonies, and worn in the hair. Egyptian, that's funny, That's funny, it wasn't blue, that'd be weirder, but my niece put a flower in my hair just the other day. Egyptians used spells and ceremonies to become as a lotus after death, and saw preparations for passing over safely as an important part of life. And I am a death doula, so, as in, basically what that means is that when somebody is due to pass anyway, because I'm a healer and a shamanic healer in that way, I make the transition smoother, like I'm just my presence. So like even just holding my hand or being, it's kind of, it's kind of weird to go to that example, but it reminds me, because I just watched Me Before You, and if you know what that's about, like basically, he chooses to get assisted support to pass over because he's in so much pain, and it's absolutely hauntingly beautiful film, but very upsetting. I mean, I spoke about it, like that's basically what they made me watch the other day, to purge and to cry. But it's really romantic. It is a beautiful film too. I'm here to assist those who seek to continuously grow upwards to the light. Learn to live life as a lotus flower, floating on the often cold and murky waters below you. Kind of another synchronicity I'm noticing is the lotus flower emoji is what I used to do the twin flame trauma release that we just finished, if you've been doing that. But each day you awaken and open your fragile petals to the warm rays of the sun god Ra. Let none cut you down or destroy your beauty with words, for your sole purpose is to evolve ever upwards to the light. Putting this all together, because the other one said soul healing and this is sacred ceremony, this is what we're going to be doing tonight and Friday night, is soul healing in a sacred ceremony for the twin flame specifically. But if anyone wants to join us, if you're down for the healing, yeah, come and join, because it's open to all. But because it's going to help you with your enlightenment. There you go. See, it all connects. Because again, that's what I heal. That's the point. The blue light beings help me, and that's why all the blue. If you notice the last few videos, there's things about blue keep coming through really strongly. And if you've ever heard me talk about a past life regression that I had, like one that was for me, and I spoke about being an angry blue light that was here to come to teach about the new earth, and nobody was listening to me. Seriously, that's what I said, like as I was under hypnosis. So now, I've integrated that energy more, and I am teaching about the new earth. But yeah, not as many people are listening as what could. But I just keep dedicated doing the work every day, and you never know. Improved finances coming soon. A good time to think big and invest in your future by attending self-development and spiritual courses. guys, I can't tell you right now how much they're advertising my upcoming event. It's hilarious because today was the day I was going to say about the Lionsgate, so it's quite funny. Success after a rather difficult and slow start, a relationship will blossom and perseverance is needed. That was a love message, and this is the masculines, and it's at 40 minutes. 40 could be significant. Work, career, success in the long-term future, financially, difficulty in if your work is not aligned with good ethics or your spiritual beliefs. Again, I feel there's lots of big changes happening for masculine, male and females if you're not moving towards like, more of your soul's calling sort of work. Travel, a trip down the River Nile would be enjoyed or over inland lake or river. Well, not everyone can do that. Maybe you can do it energetically. Health, success after treatment of any concerns. Meditation is vital to expand the crown chakra and help you find balance in the world. Absolutely, with this being the day at a time. And I'll be doing it tonight. Family, difficulty at times, find support for your spiritual path, but success eventually. That makes sense. The masculine often does have problem with family and friends and basically fucking everyone a lot of the time. Because you're so in the matrix. Again, if you've got supportive family, brilliant. Most people I work with don't. Future, the path of spiritual enlightenment is being offered to you, and any setbacks on your path are best seen as life lessons simply to be learned and overcome. So you see how that really fits. And the next card was DNA awakening, and that's what I do on everything that I do. You see how it really fits with oh, fuck, I forgot what I was going to say there. That's hilarious. I literally have forgot what I was going to say. It was when prayer and contemplation. Connect with heaven, ask and you shall receive. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Well, I don't know. Loads of synchronicities. That's nuts. So the two cards that we're talking about, spiritual courses, came out when I'm being guided to put out my spiritual courses again. That's fucking nuts. I wouldn't really call it a course. It's basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer the first Claire Zoom as soon as that's next Friday actually. So whenever, the first. So I'm going to, might be a bit too soon. If nobody signs up for it, fine. But I'm going to offer it for the first. So I'm saying it now, and I'll put a wee info bit about what it is. But basically, it's like I teach you about clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizant, whatever one. I think I just got them all. And then there's more clairs. And I put you into breakout rooms. So basically there has to be enough people signed up anyway to do it. So, but I'm going to offer it on the 1st, the 8th, the Lionsgate portal. Although that one will be slightly different because it's the Lionsgate portal, but I'll just decide. And I think I decided on the 12th because that's the other heightened day. And I think the 21st. So yeah, so you can sign up for all of them, or you can sign up for one of them, or yeah, you do you, boo. Right, so. But it's certainly coming through as the confirmation. Cloak, there's the Ankh on his top there as well. Kusumi, cloak of wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. Trust what you know, masculine. You already know. Lady Venus, downloads and understandings. Look at everything I've said in this. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realms. I just can't even decide what I use for the thumbnail. They're all like amazing messages. Right, but I better go. So because I've done a lot of exercise today too, so I'm feeling like I might be quite tired. So again, that's why I'm thinking, if I've put this, basically the one on Friday, whether I've put this out late Thursday night or actual on Friday, that's why I'm feeling I might just be about an hour or 90 minutes because I've done a lot of extra exercise today. Like I've walked nearly 12,000 steps, and I've done leg exercise, and my legs are already actually hurting. I've done it for 10 minutes, fucking hell. But yeah, so we'll see. So maybe that healing tomorrow that I do for everyone else, that will help me too. But anyway, I'm going to leave this here. So thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Put your comments below. Nobody ever does that, so I get excited when people comment. And come and join us on the live chat tonight. Again, I might not be too chatty tonight though, on the Friday night, because we'll have done that tonight as of the. See what I mean? They're fucking me because it's confusing me. Anyway, see you later.